Hello. So I'm starting off with these under eye mess thingamajigs. I'm not sure that's my cat is clawing up my couch. Stop it! Alrighty, now that he's done scratching my couch, here's me being an idiot. There's a lot of that in this video. I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula hydrating something. I'll link everything that I use down below. I do not know the correct terms for all of them, unfortunately. Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay, so we're gonna put that into the skin. More Physicians Formula. I've used this one for years. I usually get it at Walmart. Most of the time it's sold out, so I'll have to go to Target to get it, but it leaves like a nice pink glow to you once you rub it all in. It's quite nice. Next, I'll be using the Bobbi Brown Vitamin E Enriched Face Base. I love this stuff. I am about to be out. It is really sad. Keeps my skin hydrated. I use it as a moisturizer, base sometimes. This is the NYX Honeydew. Do me up, do up. Y'all have seen this before. Y'all know where to get it. I promise you, Walmart, Target, mainly Target, I believe Target, Amazon, they all have it. I like this primer. It smells really good. It really grasps onto my foundation, which you'll see here in a second when I'm talking about. So usually after I put on my primer, so I like to let it sit and wait for it to get tacky like this. That's when you know it is the moment to put on foundation. Oh goodness. Alrighty, moving on to the next step. Next I'm going in with the Malani foundation. I usually use Fenty, but I'm out and I'm too lazy to go get more. So this is just what we're dealing with today, or for the next few weeks. And stop, what are you doing? You know what to do, stop that. Okay, sorry about that. Alrighty, once that's all blended out, I'm gonna put the Fenty concealer under my eyes, on my big forehead, on any blemishes I want to hide and conceal, my upper lip to make it look bigger because my bottom lip is way bigger, and then also along my jawline. My cat he found his catnip. Alrighty, so now we are moving on to blending all of that out. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. When I blend out my nose, I like to go down my nose, try to do the best I can and do a straight line for some reason. I don't know, I'm weird. I wonder if other people do that as well, but nope. Anyways, the Fit Me Maybelline loose powder, I believe is what it's called. I'm gonna go ahead and bake my face. I make sure I leave a lot of excess powder, and you'll see here why in just a little bit. But go ahead and baking me a straight line at the bottom, accentuating my giant cheekbones, giving myself a little chin strap. Now, I am going to say this multiple times. Please make sure you're leaving a lot of excess powder. You'll see me go over my eyes a couple times with more powder, and you'll see why. So I like to get a big fluffy brush and distribute the excess powder to the rest of my face after I sit there for a few seconds to set the rest of my foundation. Now, these are the brushes that I use to contour with. I've had this one for 5 years. As you can see, the bristles are coming out. It's really sad. I don't use that one anymore. This is a brush that I use whenever I'm going for like big looks. We're not doing that today, so we are using this loose, light, airy, very soft brush since we are doing a natural look today. This is my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells like tanning oil. It is amazing. So I'm going to lightly be shading my big forehead. As you can see, it is a 4-star forehead. Gotta make it look smaller. That's why we put concealer in the middle of my forehead. Using light brushy strokes. Now this is my blush brush. I've also had this for years, I think about 7 years. Got it from Claire's. Anywho, so we're gonna go in with the Boy by the Balm for blush. I definitely loaded it too much. As you can see, that big patch of blush on my right cheek. Your left. Yeah, your left. My right. So you're going to see me buff it out with my hand. You can also use a loose powder to help distribute a mess. So Wet n Wild highlighter. I usually use this brush. This one I use for subtle, but we're not here for subtle today, honey. So we're going to get our I keep saying Max. Our setting spray, not setting powder, setting spray to make it a more intense highlight. And I'm going to stipple, which means to lightly tap into the skin so it melts into it. for that nice natural dewy glow. And with the excess I have, I'm going to put it on my forehead. I have really oily skin, so this kind of helps smell it out by the time my oils come through. Alrighty, so next we're going to set the face, MAC Fix Plus, there we go. And I'm going to be pressing it in with a sponge, lightly or aggressively, either way you want to see it, Anastasia Beverly Hills for the eyebrows. So what I like to do is I like to put a little bit on my brush. I'm leaving an asshole right here, sorry about that. I like to put it on my hand to warm it up, makes it a little bit creamier and easier to work with, and instead of right out of the little container, if you will. And so I'm going to brush the hairs in the way that I need them to. I'm holding the brush weird for some reason. I don't know. So my first thing, I'm going to start a little bit further back than the front of my brow and draw the bottom line. Also, putting the product on my hand helps me control how much product is on the brush. I find it way easier to control everything. So now I'm going on the top part of my brow, drawing, then I went a little over, so I'm just going to use my fingers. And now I'm filling it in. And so after I fill it in, what I like to do is take the excess product that is on my brush and slowly go from that line where I first started and slowly move my way up to create that shaded look. So it's not just all blocky. And you can see the harsh line right there. I'm going to go ahead and brush that out. And, oh, nope, too early. Okay, and boom, done. Eyebrows. Skin, eyebrows, done, gorgeous. MAC Painterly Paint Pen, hit pan. I'm still using it till it's all gone. This stuff's amazing. Best eyeshadow primer I have ever had, which, I mean, it's technically a concealer, but we don't need to talk about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and lightly pat that all over my eyelid. If you don't pat lightly, it hurts, trust me. Next, I'm gonna grab a palette. Scandal? Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and grab the lightest shade that is closest to my skin tone and set the eye primer before it creases up in my crease. As you can see, you don't really see much happening because, you know, I'm very pale right now. It is winter and I just moved to Colorado. It's crazy. So I'm going to take a light brown shade that's not too far off from my skin tone and use a very thin, fluffy brush, if that makes any sense. I'll show you the difference between a big and thin, fluffy brush here in a minute. And lightly put that a little above my crease and into my crease. Next, I'm going to go into a little bit of a darker brown with the same brush and deepen it up just a little bit. Keep it in the outer corner. Do not put it in the inner corner. Just keep it out there. So we're going to grab a nice little rag. I like to wipe off the excess brushes because I don't have multiples of the same brush, and just lightly blend out that color. Now here's the big fluffy brush and the thin fluffy brush. See the difference? Yeah, there we go. We're going to do a big fluffy brush and go into a darker brown, actually more warm brown. I would say that, more warm brown. And kind of just warm up that area. I need that. This is completely optional. If you have a cool skin tone, you don't have to do this. Now, what are you? We'll do that later. Okay. So, we are going to get a thin packing brush. This is from e.l.f. And I'm going to pack a lot of shimmer on there. You don't really have to dig deep in a lot of shimmers. And I'm going to spray it with setting spray. It makes it more intense and makes it way easier to do this when it's wet than dry. So after you spray it, you're going to use that to cut your crease, but only go halfway. So I personally like to do the top line first, then fill in the bottom. And you can see that I'm going to be using light, quick strokes to kind of blend it out once I go to the halfway point. Here, I'll show you again better on this side so that you can see the quick strokes right here. You're going to be using this technique here in a second again, so don't fret. So I'm going to get a thicker packing brush, and don't mind the cat hair, and I'm going to be putting it in a very dark brown. Just lightly dip, you don't really need to dig up in there. And I'm going to pat it or pack it wherever I need it to be first. And then I'm going to be blending it out towards the rest of the eyeshadow. And then once I get towards the middle of the eyelid, I'm going to be using quick, swift strokes like we did with the shimmer shadow to just blend those two together. Next, I'll be dragging that same color all the way down the bottom of my lash line. I like to add a little bit of depth down there, so that's why I put eyeshadow down there. I don't like to leave it bare. Oh yeah, you remember that guy and this guy. So what we are doing here is highlighting the inner corner and then ever so slightly highlighting the brow bone. I don't like to go too intense on the brow bone anymore. It used to be like a big thing of mine, but now I just like it subtle for some reason. I don't know. Oh yes. I love this mascara. Forgot the name for some reason. I will definitely link it down below because it is, it's the best. Makes my eyelashes look so good. Now, I almost thought I was done, but then I remembered lip gloss. I'm not too picky on lip gloss as long as they don't stick together while I'm trying to talk. We're Gucci, we're good. But there's, okay, you can stop now. Okay, and this is the finished look, a nice natural looking look. I don't know what that was, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's taken so long to upload this video. My camera, I need to buy a new laptop before I can get any of the footage off of my camera, but please make sure to like and subscribe this video. Please make sure you subscribe. Please, I promise the videos will get better. But that is it for today. If you would like to see more of this ridiculousness, you got lip gloss on your nose ring. Yeah, If you would like to see more of whatever this is, please come back. And thank you guys so much. Bye.